Hi everyone, Stephen Lee here. In this video, I'm going to go over the special provisions under the CARES Act related to retirement plans and early withdrawals. So let's get right into the 6 most important things and questions you need to know in regards to the CARES Act and retirement plans. Number one is, what are the special rules for retirement plans under the CARES Act? There are 3 essentially. The first one is you can withdraw up to $100,000 without the traditional 10% tax penalty for early withdrawals from qualified retirement plans like 401ks, 403b, SEP IRA, traditional IRAs, and simple IRAs. The second is an increase in the amount you can borrow from an eligible retirement plan that's not an individual retirement account, an IRA. And number 3 is an additional year for qualified individuals to repay back any loans from an eligible retirement plan. So under the CARES Act, those are the 3 main provisions, special provisions related to retirement plans, right? First is you can withdraw up to $100,000, an early withdrawal without that traditional 10% penalty. Number 2 is you can increase the amount you can borrow from an eligible retirement plan that's not an IRA. And number 3, once again, is an additional year for qualified individuals who may have taken out a loan from their qualified retirement plan to repay back that loan. So you get an additional year on the calendar. So the second biggest thing that you need to know is who is considered a qualified individual. There are 5 qualifiers or events that the CARES Act says that you need to, in order to qualify for these special provisions. The first event is you were diagnosed with COVID-19 by a test approved by the CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, right? That's the number 1 qualifier is, were you diagnosed with COVID-19? Number 2 is, was your spouse or a dependent diagnosed with COVID-19 from a test approved by the CDC. So number 1 and number 2 basically means that if you, your spouse, or your dependent was diagnosed with COVID-19 from a test approved by the CDC, then you qualify for these special provisions. A third qualifier or event is you experience adverse financial consequences as a result of being quarantined, being furloughed or laid off, or having your hours reduced due to COVID-19. There are many of you out there that fall under category number 3 here, this qualifier, that you experience adverse financial consequences, right? Whether it's your hours are reduced, you were laid off, you were furloughed. So if this is you, you qualify for the special provision. The fourth qualifier or event is you experience adverse financial consequences as a result of being unable to work due to lack of childcare because of COVID-19. Okay, this is another qualifier and event. So for those of you who, with children, and let's say their school or their daycare had to close because of the pandemic, then you were not able to work. Consequently, you experience adverse financial consequences, then you also qualify for these special provisions. Okay, and the 5th one is you experience adverse financial consequences as a result of closing or reducing hours of a business that you own or operate due to COVID-19. Right? So this is also a very common case for many business owners, right? Either you have to close the business or you have to shut down temporarily, whether it's due to rioting, protests, or even, let's say, one of your employees or customers or yourself received or contracted COVID-19 and you had to shut down or close down the business, you also qualify for this special provision. Remember, from these 5 qualifiers, as long as one of these events applies to you or your family or your business, then you qualify. You don't have to qualify, you don't have to, for certain tax provisions or special elections, you have to meet all the requirements. This is just one of the 5. If that's you, then you qualify. If this is the kind of content that you're looking for, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Let's go to the third most important thing that you need to know related to the CARES Act and retirement plans. So what is a COVID-19 related distribution? Okay, what is the definition of that? That is a distribution made from an eligible retirement plan to a qualified individual between January 1st, 2020 and December 31st, 2020. So it's basically only the 2020 calendar year. That is what a qualified COVID-19 distribution under the CARES Act is defined as. And the cumulative distribution amount for this can be up to $100,000 from all plans. Remember, this is a cumulative distribution up to $100,000 from all plans. So for example, let's say you have a 401k or 403b, let's say you have a traditional IRA, you have multiple plans, and you take out different amounts from each plan. Then what you can do is basically, as long as the cumulative amount does not exceed $100,000, then it's a qualified distribution, right, under this provision. So up to only $100,000. The fourth most important thing that you have to know is, when do I have to pay taxes on this COVID-19 related distributions? Okay, when do you have to pay the taxes, right? This provision, the special provision, only relates to not paying the penalty, that 10% penalty that traditionally comes with an early withdrawal, right? But you still have to pay the taxes on the distribution. Okay, just like any distributions from a qualified pre-tax retirement plan, there are taxes related. But under this provision, the penalty is waived, but not the taxes related to the principal amount of the distribution. Okay, so when do you have to pay those taxes, right? The distributions, there's two ways that you can include this, and you're gonna have to report this on your tax return, on your 1040, your individual Form 1040, right? Starting from the 2020 year. Remember, a qualified distribution is between January 1st and December 31st, 2020, if you want to qualify under this provision. So you would have to report starting in 2020 on your 2020 1040 or individual tax return, your qualified distribution. Okay, so you can either do two things. You can either report the entire distribution amount, or you can equally split up the distribution and report it over the next 3 years, so the 2020 year, 2021, or 2022, right? Over 3 years equally. So let's say, for example, you took out a qualified distribution of $90,000 in 2020, right? Because you met one of the 5 qualifiers that we talked about before. Then you have two options. You can either report the entire $90,000 in the 2020 tax year or on your 2020 tax return, or you can do it equally. So $30,000 in 2020, $30,000 in 2021, or $30,000, the remaining $30,000 in the year 2022, right? So over 3-year periods in equal amounts, okay? The fifth most important thing that you need to know is, where do I report the special distribution? So where on my Form 1040 will I need to report this distribution? That's going to be on the Form 8915-E. This is a newly issued form from the IRS, the Form 8915-E. I'm going to leave a link in the information section below. There is a draft version of this form that you can take a look at, okay? And it's titled Qualified 2020 Disaster Retirement Plan Distributions and Repayments. Okay, so take a look at this form. It's fairly straightforward. There's 3 different columns. Each row, you're basically going to list how much you received, let's say, from a traditional IRA, from a 401k, from a SEP IRA. So just follow the instructions when you're filling out this form if you received a special distribution. And then number 6 is, can I repay a coronavirus distribution, right? This COVID-19 special provision, can you repay that? In general, yes. As long as it's within 3 years after the date the distribution was received. Okay, once again, you can repay the early distribution, this qualified distribution, as long as it's within 3 years after the date of the distribution receipt date. Okay, if you repay back the distribution, you can claim a tax refund on any of the taxes related to such distribution you paid in the past, right? The way that you're going to claim that tax refund is you have to file an amended tax return. So for example, let's say you received a qualified distribution in 2020. Okay, and you reported it in full on your 2020 income tax return, okay? That's due April 15th or October 15th in 2021. And let's say you repay back all of it in 2021, okay, that following year, right? The following year that you received the distribution. So remember, you received the distribution in 2020, you included the entire distribution as taxable income on your 2020 tax return. You did not, divide it up over the next 3 years, but you reported all of it on your 2020 tax return. Then what you can do, and you repaid the entire amount in 2021 or 2022, right? So within that 3-year period from the date you received the distribution, then what you're going to need to do is you should amend your 2020 tax return after you repaid back the entire distribution, and you can claim any taxes that you paid on that distribution. Right? So going back to that earlier example, let's say you took out a distribution for $90,000, a qualified distribution, you're a qualified individual, and you reported that on your 2020 tax return in its entirety. You did not divide it. And let's say you repaid back that $90,000 to that plan or to multiple plans in 2021 or 2022. Then what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to file an amended 2020 tax return so that you can receive as a tax refund the taxes related to that distribution, okay? So filing an amended return if you repay back the distribution within 3 years from the date you receive the distribution, okay? So the time is ticking, the clock is ticking from 3 years from the date in which you receive the distribution. If this is the kind of content, once again, that you're looking for, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and to turn on your notifications. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.